Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Liza's Love Tarot, where we journey through the zodiac one sign at a time. I'm an energy reader, Liza. I use tarot and astrology to read energy, but not to confuse me with an astrologer or a tarot reader. I use these tools to divine things, whereas those types of people divine specifically with those tools. I'm reading energy. They are too, but they really follow a different kind of set of rules than I do. And that is perfectly fine. There's not one way to do this, but just so you know the difference. Going through the zodiac, I look at it as a full story. You are a whole vessel that has all 12 zodiac in you, regardless of whether you have planetary energy in that sign. A planet is like a keyhole into a room. If you have a keyhole, you can generally find where the knob is. Imagine you're all in the dark, right? And there's 12 doors. Some of them have keyholes, some of them don't really. Some of them you can peep into, the lights on, like your sun sign. Some of them you can't really see much in. It's too far away, too distant, like Pluto or Jupiter or Saturn, right? And then sometimes they light up, sometimes they don't. Depends on, a lot of different factors. So with that being said, I'm someone who knows how to walk through the door of all of those 12 doors into those energies, and I can see them and feel them. They talk to me in a lot of different ways. And so I divine the energy by using a lot of different tools, two of which are astrology and tarot. Those are the ones that you can see me using. That being said, I start with Aries, which is about the self, Taurus, which is about desire, Gemini, which is about our inspiration, what's inspiring us in that moment, Cancer, your feelings, Leo, what environment you are creating, specifically creation, right? Virgo, the tapestry that you're weaving, the map, so to speak, of your life at the moment. Libra is relationships. Scorpio is who desires us, like what are we pulling in? And Sag is about beliefs. So Capricorn, that leaves you. And then, of course, we've got Aquarius, which is about the future, and Pisces, which is about, essentially the whole big old deep. We'll get into that. But Capricorn, you're all about the lessons that we're going to be learning in November. And before you get all, that doesn't sound cute, this is why you were the most prepared and you make the bag, because you know what to look out for, okay? And that's what's so great about the zodiac. And that's why those who have a lot of power in this zodiac really tend to excel in life in a material way, because they're able to actually pick up those life lessons a lot faster and easier than others, because they're clued in on what lessons are being learned. So that way they're not blindsided, they don't fall prey to them, okay? And so the major energy right off the bat coming off of this is the 10 of Wands, okay? The number 10, Capricorn. Number 10. This is the energy. Look at her. She looks frazzled. So what we're going to be learning about is juggling. What are you juggling that you do not even need to be juggling? I like to say with this card, like, how many wands do you need? You really only need one to do magic. So why do you have 9 other wands that you were juggling? Was it to find the one that you needed? Is it because other people keep handing you wands, expecting you to make magic with them so that they can take ownership of that magic? Think Harry Potter, the wand belongs to the owner. It doesn't matter who's using it, right? So who's using you to make magic? Or why are you bouncing around these multiple wands? We're going to look into that. Whew, my throat chakra tells me that we're getting into the energy. So I love Daddy Saturn's energy. Lessons. It's always better to meet them head on. Bravery is always rewarded with Capricorn. Well, in Capricorn energy because of Saturn. Saturn also rules Aquarius, which is all about being fearless. That Uranus energy creates massive fucking chaos. It's like a tornado. Tornadoes are fearless. You don't see forces of nature bowing down to fear of anything. They just are, for better or for worse, right? So it's about that fearless type of energy. Sorry for this shadow, honestly. It's the phone. But let's jump into it, okay, Capricorn? So we're going to look at the energies surrounding the lessons that you're going to be looking at in November so that we can kind of get a jump start. Not necessarily a jump start, but at least know what to look out for. You don't need to be prepared. You are already prepared, but this just makes it a little bit easier, right? If you can spot something, you're less likely to fall into the trap. So with the 10 of Wands, I already feel like we're starting this out. Not only have we completed something, but we're ready to move on. like completion is the 9 of Wands. You finally arrived, right? You're looking over the horizon, you see your hometown. But number 10, or at least your destination. Number 10 is that willingness to move on. When you make that last trek into the gate, so to speak, of this new kingdom or this new town that you've been trekking your ass through the desert towards, you're welcoming a new beginning, right? And this one is seated in the soul. So we've got some lessons coming in about this new beginnings that our soul is going to be taking in, because we're on a new path. We're on a new karmic path. I don't know if a lot of you are feeling this or not. It's happening to you, whether or not you feel it or are aware of it. But we're moving on to another path, so to speak, or a new frame of mind, a new frame of reference and thinking. And so with that brings a little bit of anxiety, because, you know, before you were so used to juggling so much, and now you only need one wand. So how do you go from being a jack of all trades who needed to be able to do this and that? Oh, my cat. Don't mind her. She's just being rude. But how do you go from being a jack of all trades who, you know, had to do 15,000 things? It's like going from working for yourself and then having to give a little bit. Let's see what's fueling this energy. The 3 of Wands. Yeah. See, it's just definitely, it's just moving on. And not in the same sense as like the 6 of Swords, so to speak, moving on. But this is you've set things into motion, and things are in motion. That's the kind of moving on that I mean. Like you're not going to stop yourself from going into town. You're just going to keep going. And so it's like, how do you go from being everything? You need, you know, you've got to be the mechanic, you've got to be the problem solver, you got to be the one who thinks of new things, you have all these tasks, these jobs, these masks that you wear, right? And in this new place, this new horizon, you're about to arrive somewhere, and you only need one. Let's see which one that is. Wow, that's the balanced one, the King of Cups. The one where you've balanced your emotions. You only need one mask. Okay, and let's look at him. Ooh, 3 of Cups. You see that? This is not the first time these 2 cards have come out together. This is not the first time that they've come out separately. But 3 of Cups. So, like, this is just, it's just reiterating this. You really have to realize that the only thing that you need is balance between your thoughts, your emotions, and what you do with them. Okay? That's it. You no longer need to juggle them all. You only need one. And once you start paring that down, right? Look, she pared it down from 2 to 1. She doesn't even need a fancy wand. She just needs one. She just needs a stick, something to point her intention towards. You only need one. Lana, you are embarrassing me. Get it together, girl. Okay, so with that being said, the cat's obviously going off for a reason. She's got a lot of fire energy, right? She's like, I want options. And she's clawing at the doors because she wants out. She wants all this and that. Learn how to be grateful for where you are, okay? Don't be like a cat. Cats can sometimes be very ungrateful for the spot that they're in simply because a door is closed. And right now you're surrounded by a bunch of closed doors, but I need you to seep into that gratitude space, okay? But I'm going to shuffle really quick. And then we're going to look at what's going on beyond the veil of these lessons, okay? So what's going on that we normally would not see playing out in our physical world, and then we're going to look at what's going on in the physical world, okay? Woo! They want me to go. Ooh, big energy. I saw it. I saw you. Okay, so we got the Hierophant right off the bat. Honestly, let me lower you down, guys, because there we go. So we got the Hierophant right off the bat. You're not only guided, but you're guiding yourself. Oh, I hate the reflection here. Okay, so you're not only guided, but you are guiding yourself. And in that comes so much inner wisdom and inner knowing. Look at her. She's like blocked off herself. So the energy around the lessons that you're going to be learning this month, so to speak, or a lesson that's going to come up is, are you trusting your inner guidance? Are you? Or are you getting distracted by everything else? Have you built a nice little sturdy kind of sense of self where you're checking in with yourself? Let's find out. This is the energy. Oh my goodness. This is the energy in the 3D. This is what it looks like, okay? What it looks like is standing your ground. What it looks like is intuition balanced with logic. What it looks like is absolute and utter final say on a thing. Justice is being served. Everyone, and this is a recurring theme, this came up in Sagittarius, but everyone is getting exactly what they deserve. This is what it looks like in the 3D, okay? So the lessons are about inner guidance, and this is going to be about whether people have been following their inner guidance or not. So I do want to say this and take a moment. We are now entering the territory where when it comes to Sag, a little bit of Sag, right? When it comes to Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, these energies are more about the collective than they are about ourselves. That's why a lot of these energies can sometimes seem more detached, right? A little bit more detached from reality in different ways. There's a cold detachment with Capricorn. There's a hyper focused on other things that no one can see with Aries or Aquarius. And then there's a detachment when it comes to reality and illusion with Pisces at times. And then with Sagittarius, there's a sense of detachment from like the reality in which they are in. They're so far into their beliefs and their fundamental belief systems that it can lead someone to be a bit too far out, or at least incapable of seeing others as they are. You know, that's kind of the issue you get with the scholar sometimes, is sometimes the scholar is so detached that they can't quite balance the same way that Libra can that empathy, okay? They can become a little too calculated. So these energies are a bit more detached, and that's why, you know, that crops up in people's personalities, and everybody has these energies within us. It helps us alleviate ourselves from the human nature by itself existence and into a metaphysical existence, okay? So that's why Capricorn is reading like this already. Woo! Here we go. This is like, keeps happening to me. Okay. Let's settle you down, Cap. Okay. So, with this being said, the one thing that I want to emphasize is that this lesson, there we go. This lesson is all about inner guidance and allowing justice to unfold. Sometimes we get so empathetic when what's going on with others, we get in the way of justice. And this lesson is asking, I just talked about detachment. Are you able to allow others to suffer what they deserve? And on the flip side, are others able to allow you to reap the benefits of what you sowed? You know, like this is a time where you can see people coming out of the woodwork saying, you know, like I'm thinking of a kid who like a group project, right? And everybody except for one person's working really hard, and one person's working super hard, and they're clearly the leader. Now, they don't want you to call them that, right? They're being very modest about it, right? Your inner guidance says it's a group effort. Just because I'm highly talented and can do a lot of things doesn't mean it's a me thing. It's a us thing, right? So when it comes time for everybody to see the presentation, people are going to see who's shining here. You don't have to say it. You don't have to say anything. She's not saying anything. She's not looking at us, and look, she's highlighted. You don't need someone to say like how great they are. You can already see it. But some people are going to want to take that away from you. Some people are so ashamed at how bright you shine. The fact that they saw you shining so bright, they figured they didn't have to do shit, right? They were like, oh, wow, they've got the whole group project. Look at them. They're just a know-it-all, right? Meanwhile, it's like, no, you just have a different skill set, and it just so happens to greatly help you in this one instance. Oh my goodness. I need to like ask someone to come get this cat. Is that a mess? My apologies, Capricorn. Can you get the cat, please? There we go. Okay. So, Capricorn. Sorry, she's just being such a nuisance. You're not looking, like you don't have to prove anything, and that other person wanting to tear you down is because they regret not having stood up and used their own voice like other people did. They don't see you as an inspiration. They see you as a reminder, okay? And this is a question of whether or not you are okay being in that energy. Or are you going to buckle? Here's what's in the soul, the Empress. This is begging you. This is saying your soul is saying, no, we don't care. The Empress does not care that other people are annoyed by her. She doesn't care. Look at her. She's pregnant and happy. She's knocked up and happy. She doesn't give a fuck about. She's knocked up happy in her own fucking garden. She doesn't give a fuck about anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, this person really doesn't care. Oh, you're upset? Oh, like, what am I supposed to do about that? I'm sorry you didn't put any effort in, and I did, and everyone sees me as amazing because I did. That has nothing to do with me. This isn't about gloating either. This isn't to say, oh, look what I did. Remember, there's humility that comes with the Hierophant, right? Look at that submissive prayer kind of stance. There's humility that comes with that. There's humility that comes with justice. It is a balance. It means that I recognize my worth and my talents, everybody else's worth and talents. I recognize that we are beyond that as well, right? We're beyond our skill. We're beyond what we bring to the table. We as people have our own innate worth and value that is beyond our productivity. Right? But that does not mean that I will count my productivity short just because you didn't, you feel insecure and bad about that. That's not what's happening here. That's not going to happen here. Why? Because I'm a badass and I don't fuck with that kind of energy. That's what the soul is saying. What is hidden? What can't we see? Ooh, that is the Knight of Swords. We can't see. Oh, this person is running into danger though. Look at that. Look at that. They're running into the dark. This is a retreat. But we're about to find out, and we're going to clarify what kind of retreat this person may be in when we get into the regular, the reading. But wow, and I keep thinking these cards are doubled. I keep having to pay attention. Here's the outcome, the Page of Pentacles. This Page of Pentacles has shown up many times, I believe, in the Taurus reading. Whoo! But this is the outcome. And what's hidden? Let's talk a little bit more about the Knight of Swords. Wow, this energy is just so rough. Like there's a dark horse that we don't know about. There's a level of truth. Like, this is going into the darkness. This doesn't mean that someone is necessarily retreating all the time, right? This can also symbolize the white horse going into the dark, something going into the dark to lighten it up, something going in to slay something, right? And this is the truth, because look at that sword. The sword of truth is going into that darkness to kind of, I guess, transmute it, so to speak. And with the Page of Pentacles is the outcome. This is somebody getting schooled. So, in a positive note, if you've been working on yourself, holding yourself accountable, right? You're following your inner guidance. It's bringing you into a place, into balance. In your soul, you feel like the Empress. And what's hidden is all of these truths that just keep running towards you and coming at you and alleviating you. And you are learning so much. You're learning so much in November. Like, it's like Solomon's wisdom, so to speak, is what I kind of want to say here. You're learning so much. You've got the keys to the kingdom. And each time, look at this. You can see what's under here. I might as well show you. Underlying energy, Queen of Swords, and then the Four of Wands. Wow. Look, and I automatically covered this up. I wasn't even trying to look at it. It's the Six of Swords, but it doesn't even matter. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. Four of Wands. How many times have we gotten this throughout this November reading? So many times. So many times. Celebration is in order. That's what rules her. Is she knows that at the end of the day, to get home to her true self, look at these 4 dragons. Look at that. To get home to her true self, she's got to be honest and transparent and follow her intuition. Whoo! Okay, Capricorn. Let's get into some of the physical aspects of this. How is this showing up in the 3D? Okay. Ooh, okay, so I got some cards already coming out. Yeah, okay. So, we're going to keep in mind the Five of Pentacles. That one flew out. We're going to look at the underlying energy and then jump in. But first, I do want to say with this Five of Pentacles, the energy that I'm picking up here is that this lesson, the energy surrounding this lesson is about lack. It's about scarcity. It's about feeling like you were isolated. You were alone. You were put out. Someone else is feeling put out or isolated, alone. Honestly, ever since Libra or Scorpio or I can't remember which reading, but my back has been hurting since. This energy is wild. I just need to like stretch it out. And I feel like that's kind of the point of it, is it's uncomfortable. A lot of these energies that are coming through, they feel uncomfortable. Like you've got to stretch. Like you've got to get your body used to some of this new shit that's coming into your life. And these lessons are forcing you to stretch beyond what you've been stretching before. They're reminding you too to stretch, right? That's what wanting to stretch out our bodies does. It reminds us to stretch. So with the Five of Pentacles, let's look at the energy surrounding this lesson, what it looks like in the 3D. Looks like the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, that's right. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Pentacles, baby. This lesson's a big one. It's a karmic lesson. That's all I'm going to say, because it's the 10 of Pentacles. That's massive Capricorn. Capricorn's the 10th house. You get what I'm saying? It's a full circle. The 10th house naturally is your midhaven, or the midhaven, the natural line that it usually flows through. It's the fruit, so to speak, okay? If you have a strawberry bush, it's the strawberry. The thing that you can actually eat, but it also contains the seed to be planted again to start the cycle over, okay? So, 10 of Pentacles, that's the underlying energy of this entire fucking reading. 10 of Pentacles. And that's delicious because it tells me right off the bat that we're looking at something, and this is kind of the theme. It tells me that whatever energy you may start out November in is not the energy you're going to end it in. And this is the energy surrounding this lesson. It feels like growth. It feels like finally all of your crows have come home to roost. Finally, the fruit has been bared on the trees. You've come to the end of the season. You didn't think your shit was gonna grow nothing. And it finally is. It finally is. And what kind of bird is this? Oh, is this a little hawk? Look at that. Look at that bird. Look at that hawk. Just bringing in gifts. That's a very clear-sighted. Hawks have eyes like nobody's business, you know? They're great hunters. And so it's like you were playing the long game. You weren't just planting seeds and hoping for the best. You know, that's very like prey activity, you know, just kind of going with the flow of things. You took some risk, okay? Whatever this lesson, what's surrounding this lesson is a level of risk that was taken previously. Let's look at what it looks like in the 3D. 6 of Wands, it looks like victory. So, I'll tell you this, 6 of Wands right here, she looks like she's on stage, okay? And wow, she's happy to be there. But I'm going to tell you this also on the flip side. Oh, I'm getting so stuffy. The energy is just trying to flow. This is so much energy, guys. So with the 6 of Wands, she's on stage. The flip side of this is she's so happy, but there's a price that comes with this level of fame, okay? That being said, this looks like a win, and a win is a win. Stop worrying about the prices that come with wins. And I feel like that was what was important to say. You've got to stop already forecasting what negativities might come. Like, oh, yeah, I'm on stage every night, but I'm all by myself at night. Like, you know, in the day, because no one wants to be my friend, because I'm too famous. I'm this, I'm that. Look, if solitude is where you need to be right now, trust it. People will come and go throughout your life, but there's some things that you have to take a risk on, okay? That's what this energy feels like. Let's see what's going on in the soul. The 4 of Wands. Honestly, we've got 4 of Wands how many times? How many times? But this is too good. I'm gonna put it this way. I feel like this lesson, for you, okay? And this is specifically for like those who are on the divine feminine wavelength. You've really been doing a lot of shadow work. You were in tune with yourself, okay? For you, and I know that's all of you, because otherwise you wouldn't be here. But for you, it almost feels too good to be true, because this lesson doesn't feel as tough as they usually come, okay? And the reason why this is here and this is here is to say 1,000%, this is your new shitty. This energy is your new shitty. You get to take risks that are going to pay off. You get to be acknowledged and validated for those risks, and you get to have the win. But you also get the downfalls that come with these kinds of wins. You get the downfalls that come with being the victor. And sometimes that's not being in the pub with everybody who's still wishing and hoping for a dream, okay? She's on the other side of the door. I want you to see this. You know the door analogy that I'm always using, right? I want you to imagine that keyhole shows you the dark side of the room where everybody else is. This is someone who's awakened and who's come into some self-awareness, and now they don't need a key anymore. They already found the key. She doesn't need it anymore. Remember the guidance. Where's our Hierophant? I think I already shuffled that deck. But yeah, you know our Hierophant. She's already been guided, inner knowledge and guidance, okay? She doesn't need a key anymore. And look, she's on the bright side of things. But it's kind of lonely there sometimes if you were hanging around a bunch of people who were fumbling around in the dark, okay? So keep that in mind. This is your new level of suffering. Stop, and this will, if you keep crying about this, look, she can't see any of this. She can't see any of it. They don't see it either. They're just celebrating it. They're dancing. She's living it up. She's, over here feeling up her fruits and shit like that. They're celebrating as a family. Nobody's paying attention. But she's not even paying attention to herself or what's going on around her. These people are paying attention to what's going on around them, okay? She's not. She's not aware of us. She's not aware of this. So you don't want to stay in this energy. This is your new level of shitty. I want you to understand that so you can let this go, okay? We need to let that go. What's hidden and what we don't see. The Ten of Swords makes a lot of sense. What you don't see is how constantly the worries and this and that sabotages all of this. Let's see the outcome. A wish. Wow, wish granted, wish fulfilled. And what is that wish? The underlying energy. It's this Ten of Pentacles. This is Ten of Pentacles. See, what you don't see is how this energy is constantly getting in the way of this outcome. You want the wish to be fulfilled. She wants all of this. But if you continuously, circumvent back in between these, oh, this is shitty. Oh, this is shitty. This is what the lesson is this month. Is staying in that belief energy. Staying in the energy of knowing what's coming to you is coming. Do you think at the Four of Wands here where they're dancing like nobody can see them? They're dancing. Mind their own fucking business. They don't know what's going on in the tent. They don't know what's going on anywhere. They have no idea. They are just minding their business and dancing on the wind and shit like that. Do you think they're paying attention? The soul energy is paying attention to anything? No, they're minding their business and having fun and looking kind of hot while doing it. Like, look at her. I'm sorry. She got a nice body. But they're doing their own thing. And that's what garners you success, okay? If your true wish, and that's what everybody's true wish is, right? To do the things that they love and to have success with it. And it's saying that you can have this outcome. But you have to recognize the places where you're sabotaging yourself with this energy of constantly being in your head and ruminating over the woes of what this brings. Yes, this brings woes, but they're nothing like fumbling around in the dark. So face the light. That's what she's doing. She's facing the light. Okay, that's also another hidden energy. That's the way that you can dispel this, is instead of just being up in your head listening to crows and shit, find the horizon line and get walking. Face the light, face your fears. Wow. Anything else from, no, that's it. Use some discernment, face your fears. Don't be fearful. That's the one thing, remember I said earlier, Saturn always rewards what? Bravery. So Capricorn, like, share, subscribe, send it to a baddie if she needs it. If I helped one person here today, then, that was great. I'm happy because this is one hell of a message too. It's check out all of the other signs. It's really important to kind of follow the whole story, because this is just one piece of it, right? This is just a lesson you're going to see, but how will this lesson show up? It can show up in a lot of ways, and by looking at all of the other energies, you can really start to see how this is unfolding in your life, especially over the course of the month. But with that, y'all, have an amazing November. The energies this November are out of this world. I will see y'all next in Aquarius, so stay tuned for what's coming to you in the future. T2L, start for now. Bye.